Bruce. So we were just recreating the audience at the last From the Jam gig. you're, you're our 5 o'clock hero today, Bruce.
How are you both? You both well?
Yeah, we're both fine, thanks. Yeah, it's a bit
Good.
wet over here though. It's non-stop rain at the moment. How are you keeping, Bruce?
All right. I've got a bad leg at the moment, but
Oh no,
No, and you've got a
yeah,
few.
it's 45 years of tramping up and down like an idiot, and
oh God,
no cartilage between the two bones in your leg, so it's just
oh
bone to
God,
bone. So I've got to have a new knee put in at some point.
oh
You have to
blimey,
fit that into
But
your busy schedule.
yeah,
yeah, exactly. It's finding space, because it's
Yeah.
going to be 2 or 3 months that I'll be out of action.
oh blimey,
I know you.
It depends how long I can stand it for. If I can
yeah.
hold it, then
But you'll
Yeah.
be all right on the next gigs, Bruce, because you've got quite a lot lined up, haven't you?
yeah, I mean, well, we're going to Dubai on
Yeah,
Wednesday.
to
Well, you
rewind.
go there. Do you know all this anyway?
Well,
Yeah,
we know
yeah,
you're
that's
going
it.
to rewind. We would have loved to have come, but it hasn't worked out for us. But
No,
yeah, it should
that's
be
it.
good.
And we know that obviously when you come back from Australia, you've got a lot of festivals, haven't you, in the UK lined up. And then of course you've got your 45th anniversary of Setting Sun's album, Bruce.
Yeah, we've got to learn that again at the moment.
Well, it's
I
a
think
fantastic. I've got my album there, Bruce.
there you go.
Fantastic album. I
Yeah,
mean
it is a
that.
good album.
Yeah, I mean so many good songs on there, isn't there? Everyone's a real hit. Each of those songs. So you must
Yeah,
be really proud of that. How
I'm
does it?
pretty proud of pretty much all we've done. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, I
uh,
bet. And how does it feel to be talking about 45 years since that album?
well, everybody gets older. You know, just can't
Absolutely.
Yeah,
stop it. They get on with it.
yeah,
But yeah, it is amazing. It's another life. It's like someone else. I'm looking at someone else a lot of the time. With their
Oh, is that what it
45
feels
years.
like? Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Because of course,
another life, really, like a parallel one.
yeah,
But
I bet.
yeah, 45 years, blimey.
But
People
we,
still come to the shows, and we get good reviews pretty much everywhere. So we're still doing all right, hopefully, by the
oh,
comments.
Absolutely.
fantastic,
And
Bruce. Yeah, and actually we went
no,
to the 40th anniversary of Setting Suns, and that was a fantastic gig. For the fans to hear that album played in entirety, plus
yeah,
all
I
the
really am going to have to sit down and listen to it.
Because one of the songs on that album that you wrote and sang was Smithers Jones, sort of
Yeah.
reminiscent of everyday English life. What was the inspiration behind that song?
Well, my dad got the sack basically after 20 odd years of working for them and going in, when he didn't feel like it, he's had flu or cold or whatever, but can't let the company down. And then when you appear to be no more use to you, they just throw you away.
Yeah.
yeah, but
And it's not unique. It's like loads of people know
Yeah.
yeah.
people that, been treated like that. There's no sort of sense of loyalty from the company's point of view.
No, that's right, Bruce. And they spent day in, day out. My dad was a commuter. He commuted into central London. He worked for Esso's for quite a few years. Then he
Oh,
got made redundant. But it's that slog, isn't it? And there's
yeah,
not much reward at the end of it, really. I mean, if you're lucky, you got a gold watch, didn't you?
yeah, exactly. Right.
So, I mean, looking at the lyrics and all the songs on Setting Suns, it really shows not a lot's changed, has it? I mean, we still got the
No,
war thing with Little Boy Soldiers,
I know
Saturday.
that one. I know that one.
Oh, brilliant. That's a great
That's
one.
one out of 11 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, real poignant lyrics, though, aren't they, Bruce? Like the.
Yeah, I mean, because it's 45 years, where in the heyday, it was like I was concentrating on just my bass. I wouldn't say not listening to the lyrics, but not paying them enough attention.
Mm.
Like 45 years up front. Um, it makes me, I've noticed more about the lyrics than before when we originally played it.
Yeah.
And it's a good, bright young lad then, Paul. Yeah. I
I mean,
mean,
your bass lines make those songs, Bruce, especially on that album, Eton Rifles. I mean, that
got
got to
rust for
number.
that.
What's that?
tell Russell that. Uh,
Oh, with the
he's on holiday
combination,
still.
Russell,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be right without Russell,
No,
would it? No.
No, exactly. We need each other, you know.
Well, that's it. And you're a great team. I mean, all four of you are so dynamic. There's Andy, isn't there, who's brilliant,
Yeah.
and Mike, and
Mike's unbelievable drummer,
yeah,
really. Well, they both are. Andy as well. He's a great keyboard player, you know.
fantastic. I mean,
We're
the
lucky to have
editing,
found those guys, you know.
yeah,
It must be me for us to see you performing with Russell over the recent, well, say recent years. It's been a long time now, but to have found like a musical soulmate like that, who you write a music with again, to see you up on
Yeah,
stage is wonderful. It must be great for you.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's another bite of the cherry, really.
yeah, definitely. And when you got your first top 10 with Eton Rifles, going back to that song, Bruce, how did you feel, you know, to get that first top
Oh,
10?
it's great. Great. Probably just like when In the City was released and I went home and showed my mum the 45, you know, look at this. And she well chuffed with it, which
Oh,
made me chuffed, really.
Oh, man.
there's nothing
And you
quite like,
going to local pub and, you know, your mates are sort of nodding and putting it on the jukebox. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
uh,
I
yeah,
was hoping you'd do an Eton Rifles too, Bruce, when the local boys get their own back on the Eton boys.
yeah.
oh,
Well,
Yeah,
David Cameron, he was Prime Minister at the time, he loved it.
I
yeah.
know. If it wasn't that result, he probably wouldn't like it as much.
I mean, there's so many great songs on that album, but News of the World was another song you sang and wrote. And that was the band's second highest placing single when that came out. Were you really proud of that song? And also hearing
Yeah,
it now was,
'cause I'm not that prolific a writer, but I was kind of proud of that song. You mentioned Smithers earlier, and
yeah,
that's probably
yeah.
one of my finest efforts. You know, a song that I'd rather not talk about. But yeah, yeah, of course I was chuffed. You know,
And it's a
definitely
theme
chuffed.
tune of
It's like taking the lead vocal on David Watts. You know, I know that's not.
Yeah.
oh
Oh,
yeah.
that's fantastic. A great Kinks cover that, Bruce.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah.
And then also a standout video for us talking about News of the World was when you were on top of Battersea Power Station.
Yeah.
And that was
Yeah,
amazing.
that was amazing, but it was like the second tier up sort of thing. You know, we wanted to go up higher, we couldn't do that. We were
Oh,
supposed to be a helicopter taking aerial shots. That didn't happen. You know,
oh,
false
oh,
promises someone was making us, and it
oh,
was
but it
bloody cold up there.
was it.
Yeah,
I was going to ask. I mean, was it windy? I bet it was quite windy up there.
yeah. Well, yeah, just because where it is. Yeah. It's good they've rejuvenated it as well now.
And it did remind me of the Beatles because they played on Abbey Studios, didn't they,
Yeah,
Bruce? Yeah,
yeah.
in 1969. So I thought, oh, it's amazing, you know, to recreate that sort of rooftop
Did you see
experience.
it?
Say also, Bruce, Absolute Beginners was a great video. Do you know the one where you're all running in different directions?
Oh, right. Yeah,
Was that
yeah.
fun to make? That looked pretty good fun.
Yeah, we were fitter then, I would think as well.
Who was the fastest runner out of you, Rick and Paul?
We never actually had three, you know, at the same starting line. It was staggered.
Because it looked like Rick was getting you know, getting ahead, and then you sort of overtook him, didn't you? There.
I'd have to look at it again, darling. You know,
Yeah,
a long while ago.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think that was in our minds to beat each other, but anyway,
No, no, it's all good fun though.
yeah.
So this is a difficult question, probably, but of all the six studio albums that the Jam made, have you a favourite? And
Mod
if you
Con,
have,
probably.
which one? Sorry.
Well, Mod Con.
Oh, Mod
Yeah,
Cons.
yeah, it's brilliant.
I think
They're
'cause
all
it was
brilliant.
a pivotal moment in the band's career. You know, if that slumped, you know, we wouldn't be here now doing this 45 years further on.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, so there's a lot of
exactly.
pressure, but we rose to the challenge, so to speak. You know, because
Yeah,
there were tracks that we submitted to Polydor Records, and they didn't think they were good enough. So we went back to the drawing board and came up with what you hear on all my cons, and it did the trick. A
yeah.
lot of people liked it.
Incredible
Oh,
album,
amazing.
amazing. I was going to say, Bruce, a lot of bands seem to be going back to nostalgia lately. We've Blur sort of getting together last year and doing Wembley. And we've also got Liam Gallagher's going to do Definitely Maybe, apparently, the whole album in its entirety. If Paul Weller ever had a change of heart and thought, we're not getting any younger, guys, should we just do a one-off, Wembley, a few dates? Let's get together, guys. Would you do it?
I would, yeah, but you never get Paul to do it.
Oh,
He kind of view, I don't know his exact view, but on my view on what he thinks is that he's doing quite nicely without playing those songs. But I mean, I haven't been to a Paul concert, but he still, I think, sticks one or two jam tracks in.
yeah, he
And
puts one or
down,
two in.
they go down the best out the whole evening,
Yeah,
That
yeah,
says quite a lot, really.
yeah.
But
I
yeah,
agree.
no, I'd give it one more turn, Del.
Oh, really?
If you can get Paul to do it, if you're ever speaking to him.
Yeah.
Good
Well,
luck.
we'll certainly put that to him. Would Rick be up for it though? That's what.
I don't know. I suppose he probably would. I mean, he's a man of mystery, really, because I haven't seen him for ages. And then they had like this the Summer House exhibition on the Jam. They had one in Liverpool exhibition on the Jam. Paul and myself went, particularly the London one.
Yeah.
Lovely to see him, and a couple of hugs, and a few photos taken for the fans and for press. And Rick was invited, but apparently at the same time it was launching his book. I don't know which one that was, but
Right.
there's one excuse after the other with Rick. Then we were supposed to try and do something with him last Christmas
All right.
down in Brighton, and he pulled out of that.
Oh, that's a shame.
Because we're not going to say you bastard, It's like,
Yeah.
just how you doing, and saying hello. Just, take a photograph of the three of us, and the
Yeah,
fans.
that's a shame.
Love it. But
We'll have to try and get an interview with Rick, and that'd be great if you could all get together. There wouldn't be a dry eye in the house, would there, Bruce? I don't think in the audience if you're.
No, I mean when I played at Paul's, what was it, his 50th at the Albert Hall, was you there?
Yeah.
I mean, we saw the reaction of the crowd when I came out. I'm not blowing my own trumpet. It's just people still hear those songs, and it was, Paul came alive to me. Obviously, because I watched the show right up to prior going on.
Yeah.
And it was good, but when we got together, it was like the old days. It was fantastic.
Oh,
It's magical.
yeah.
Got that.
I even had my own dressing room at the Albert Hall.
Oh, wow.
I mean, names scribbled up on a bit of paper.
Did you have a big rider? Did you ask for lots of stuff there?
We used to drink too much, spirit and beers. But no, the Albert Hall was very civilised, actually. So
Yeah.
Glass of red wine, please.
Yes, that's it.
Going back
I could get pissed beforehand. That's what cool. What I was worried about was I wasn't coming on towards the end of the set. And you've got the dressing room, you've got a bit of a rider in there. It'd have been so easy to spin off.
Imagine.
But I kept it together and played all right as well.
So going back to that magical time when you're all together, we saw that you'd made Top of the Pops music history when you became only the second band to the Beatles to play both of your double A sides on Top of the Pops. That was Town Called Malice and Precious.
Yeah.
What was your memory of Top of the Pops? Was it what you imagined?
It was a bit false, to say the least, but it served its purpose that we weren't touring every day of the week, and we weren't going up and down the country every day of the week. So at least it gave our fans the opportunity to see us, But it was farcical. The whole thing was. They'd send out. You probably know this. Maybe you've chatted to other bands. But
Please been on Top of the Pops.
I've been in the audience 11 times. So I was in the Top of the Pops audience 11 times. So I saw what it was like in there, being moved from stage to stage. And it's really small, isn't it? What you imagine.
Yeah, it's small. And I mean, when we did it, they give you mics that aren't mics anyway. They're just dummies. And
it must feel weird.
The volume, you couldn't crank it up. We needed it, rocking. But you couldn't do that because the cameramen couldn't hear their instructions in their headphones because it's too loud. So I think that's why Paul took the piss a couple of times. We were wearing that Heinz ketchup apron, and his miming was atrocious, because he didn't really give a shit, And to the point that I felt like, well, if you really want to do it this much, why are we here then? So it was, like I say, the little people moved around to each set.
Mm.
Yeah, it was, as I say, it was farcical, but it served a purpose.
Did you have other bands on there in the dressing rooms backstage? Did you mix with them? Can you remember who
No,
was
not
on?
really. We just had our own dressing room, did our bit, and buggered off.
Yeah. Now, it's a little known fact, Bruce, that you actually did the bass lines on Wham Rap.
How did that come about?
Well, my wife worked for Arista Records at the time, United Artists rather, and George was on that label. I don't know if it was, anyway, he was on the label, and he asked my first wife, would I be out for doing some demos with him at Portobello, Rhode Island studios? And I was really nervous about it, but I thought, well, yeah, no, I'll give it a go. And there was me and Andy Sweet from Sweet, Andy Scott from
Oh, yes.
Sweet.
Yeah.
He had this massive pedal board, I don't know, he played them all. And we just kicked the song around, but it was a bit, it can't explain, sort of feel to it. Bow, bow, down, bow, bow. And it
Yeah.
was, he called it, what did he call it? Ram rap, yeah.
Wham Rap, that's it. Wham
Yeah,
Bam.
and it obviously didn't make the grade, because he didn't release it, thankfully. We couldn't
Oh,
actually get it to flow as well as we would like. It's all right bringing these musicians together, but it's a bit like football teams. They get superstars, but they don't always play as a team. And it was like that with us. I mean, it was nice to see him and that. And he didn't say they weren't going to use it, but it never saw the light of day, I don't think.
Oh no,
oh.
it's well loved actually.
Yeah, that song is it got to about number 7, didn't it?
Yeah, it was quite. It was
Yeah.
one of the ones that really got him on his way.
Definitely top 10.
Yeah,
So
No, well, thanks for that. I shall be Googling it when we
yeah,
finish.
definitely got great video as well. So
did you meet George Michael himself?
Yeah,
Bruce?
well, we were kind of friends, really. He'd be by my
Oh,
wife, and he loved what my wife was doing press-wise for him and stuff. And they
oh,
had a good
brilliant.
relationship. So we went to a couple of birthday do's at his place. And
Oh,
obviously very sad when he passed away. There's been too many people
yeah.
doing it recently.
Mm.
But unfortunately, we are getting older, and you kind of, these things happen.
The other thing I was going to say, Bruce, is that when you joined the Jam in 1974, um, you obviously Steve Brooks left, didn't they? And
Yeah.
apparently you did some auditions for a guitarist. And
Yeah.
I was reading Gary Newman's autobiography, and apparently he rocked up to the audition.
Who?
Gary Newman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he
I
said,
didn't know that either.
you're in the
yeah, I've
book.
got a quote here in the book. That's his autobiography there. And he said, my wailing, distorted guitar sound was never going to fit, so he didn't hear back from you. But
I see.
apparently, because I think he said, "Oh, you asked him to do an acoustic, and he couldn't do it. He could only do the wailing guitar." Do you remember that, Bruce? Or
No, I don't. It's funny, like
it was obviously his calling, wasn't it? Synthesizers and all that. He went on
Yeah.
to, yeah, afterwards. So
Yeah.
yeah, there we are. A little known fact.
So this year is actually your 50th Jam anniversary if you joined them in
Yeah, it
1974.
would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah, are you doing anything to mark it?
I've only just realised it because you told me.
You have to have a party, Bruce.
Yeah.
NME readers voted you the 7th most influential bass player in the world. I mean, that's a nice accolade to have, isn't it? But well
Yeah.
deserved. We'll put you in the
Well-
number 1 spot.
Well, I was flattered. They were good to us in the heyday again with the New Musical Express, the NME at the time, and that.
Yeah.
They were very good to us because it was always tricky to get press, but we seemed to do all right.
Who's your musical influence growing up?
Mainly what my brother was playing. The eldest brother was an original mod, and he had the suits and went to the dance halls and stuff. He had a scooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
invariably hear Motown being played in his bedroom prior to going out, you know. So kind of that sort of was like indoctrination, really.
Yeah.
So I was kind of not forced to listen to it, but couldn't help listen to it. It was so loud. But yeah, Motown and a lot, you know, like the Who and Smut Faces and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
When did you first pick up the guitar? Did you learn classical as a youngster or anything? Or
No, I had few guitar lessons at school. There was a guy there giving guitar lessons, but I didn't progress. But it was like Bert Weedon, if you remember him from years ago.
Yeah.
He had this record playing so many notes in a minute, and I had the Bert Weedon playing a day, and I'm still looking at it.
Oh, brilliant.
Bert Weedon playing a day, Yankee Doodle Dandy was one track. And I thought, no, I don't want to do this. Rick Parfitt lived down the road, and that's the I want to do a bit of that.
Yeah, that's another sad loss, isn't it, Bruce? Rick Parfitt.
Oh man, yeah, we saw him a few months beforehand. He was going off on holiday, and so were we. And again, they were good friends. Him and Rossi were really nice and good friends, and they loaned us an amp which they never got back on one occasion. When we were playing Documents Club.
I'm sure they didn't hold it against you, Bruce.
Before we let you go, Bruce, is there any new music that you and Russ are working on or
Well,
thinking about?
when we are sound checking, you know, like for all my cons, like it will be for Setting Suns, once we have our sound check and we've nailed the tracks that maybe were a bit wobbly, then that's part of the sound check that we then, you know, Russ had come up with a riff and we're just jam saying along. And we've had about half a dozen of these ideas whacked down on an iPhone. So I hope you've still got them. That's because they might come in handy again. You never know.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing.
Well, we love all your material that you've both worked on so far, Bruce. You know, Back in the Room and Smash the Clock. And we love the last one, Butterfly Effect. That was fantastic.
Sorry.
I was going to say, will you be playing more of those songs in the concerts? You know, in your along with the jam songs.
We might stick one or two in. You know, maybe for the Setting Suns tour.
Yeah. Oh, please. Yeah, because it's nice to hear those songs. Some lesser known jam tracks, Bruce. A particular favourite of mine is Tales from the Riverbank. Would you ever?
Nice riff, that bar.
Pardon?
Yeah, it's a great track.
Yeah, it's a lovely one. A really beautiful. Would you sort of ever think of including that one?
But the thing is, as you would appreciate, is that there's so many tracks to choose from. It's a nice position to be in, but it's also difficult.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know what to leave out, so we're going to try and have a few songs like on the subs bench.
Yeah.
And chop and change it to keep our interest up as well as the audience. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's something that we'll certainly be looking at.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, well, wishing you all the best with the Australia and New Zealand tour, Bruce.
Yeah, thank you.
Take it easy. Not too many jumps, Bruce.
Thanks so much for chatting to us. We hope to catch up soon in the summer, hopefully.
Oh, thanks so much.
Yeah, come say hello again. It's nice when we have a little chat.
Oh, definitely. And thanks so much for the wonderful music and memories over the last sort of 40 plus years, Bruce. It's made our lives fantastic. So, you know, just wanted to thank you for that.
Well, thank you.
Take care. See you soon. Thanks so much.